Good morning and good afternoon and maybe even good night because it's that busy of a day. I did not open today's Vlogmas this morning because I literally got up and went straight to work. So hello and welcome to Vlogmas day number 14. Today has been busy because I have a monthly meeting that's typically online, and it's still an option. It's a hybrid option. But with the fact that I had a team luncheon for the holidays, hence the sweater, we were going to start that at 11:30, and our meeting usually doesn't end till noon. So there was going to be an overlap, and I was going to have to leave one meeting earlier than the other, or leave the meeting in order to attend the other. And I got it excused and everything, but I didn't want to have to worry about driving in midday doing that whole hybrid back and forth thing. So I did attend the meeting in person, and then I jumped to the other one. And then from there, there's this work that I still need to finish with my past job. And because there's a lot of hands in the pot and nobody wants to really say whose responsibility it is to go to do certain things, I didn't want to have to stress off of delaying the whole process. So we implemented a process, we got approval from our boss, and at this point we're going to move forward. But there was one job that had already been completed, and because that process wasn't already yet implemented, we didn't want to have to get stuck with not being able to meet certain safety standards. So I took the initiative and just said, I'm going to go get it done because it has to get done. And instead of waiting around who's going to do what, let me just get it done. So that's what I was out here doing. Me casually walking through downtown. I guess the upside to still doing my old job is that I get to casually walk downtown in the middle of a work day. But let's just say this was not intended to be the case. But it's one of those things where you just sometimes gotta just step up and do it versus circling around, figuring out who's gonna do it and nobody wanting to do it. So. Just gonna leave that. It's the situation that took place just a few minutes ago because things happen, and I don't want to jump to conclusion and say that it could be a mental illness situation, but a lot of times it can be that. And just don't take it personal and just keep about your business. So yeah, just rolling through a beautiful day in Sacramento. And then we have a team meeting as soon as I'm finished, and I'm gonna jump on that. But I just wanted to quickly come on here and say hello. Today is a busy work day. It's always a busy work day, but today even more so because it requires me not only being in person, but driving back and forth to places. And the part of town that I'm in, it's a little busy right now, especially with a normal day-to-day work day, but it's beautiful. So if anything, it was a positive for that. But without further ado, I'm gonna get up off of here and jump into my team meeting. And hopefully be able to woosah at some point later in the afternoon. So I'll talk to you soon. Oh my goodness, I made it home just in the nick of time so I could drop my daughter off to practice. The worst part is her not even realizing she had practice today. So luckily I got home at a decent time to allow for her to have time to get dressed so that she can make it to practice. I know that they're barely getting the season kicked off, but it's gonna go crazy and quick and fast because I guess other schools have already been, doing the thing and practicing, and they're just getting everything going. So I told her the fact that they're down to, they may make cuts because they have 15 people on the team right now and they only need 12. I told her, you got to make sure you're there and you're available and you're present, because if not, that gives them any reason to, it gives them any reason to say you're X'd out, you know what I mean? So that's where we were. We were there, dropped her off, heading back home so I can get back to work and then make a quick dinner, and then I'm gonna swing over to my future daughter-in-law's house because I have to help her with something this evening. And then, you guys, I didn't share, but I applied for our diversity and inclusion commission. This will be my second time applying. I guess there was a seat that became available, and because I had applied in the past, I was reached out to by the city recorder, I believe, city recorder, or city clerk, sorry, and they advised that the spot was open if I was still interested to apply. So myself, along with I think 5 or 6 others, applied. But I was actually pretty surprised to see that I was the very first one. So hopefully that counts for something. But obviously, it all kind of boils down to who you know, and I don't know if that's going to work in my favor. I know that our mayor is familiar with myself and the work that I do, but again, like, not really having been given that opportunity to be present in the past, like in other opportunities, I'm very present in the city of Sacramento, but it's funny because the city that I actually officially live in, not many know me like that. So it's one of those things that I'm trying to get more into that world, if you know what I mean, but you have to start somewhere, and we'll see what happens tonight. The catch is that it used to be virtual because of COVID, and this year it's back in person, and I had already committed to my daughter-in-law last week, and I didn't want to cancel on her. And the city council meeting typically runs from 6 to 10, and I don't want to just sit around for 4 hours either when I know that she really needed my help. So and the request that she had. So, at some point, family comes first, and she's considered my family at this point, and I'm going to go do what I had already committed to do. And if I have time after the fact, then I will swing by the city council meeting. It's not mandatory that I'm there, but it counts to show up. And even if I show up later on, hopefully that doesn't look bad, but if I do make it, wonderful. And I know that the commission picking isn't until the end of that meeting. So, it's probably not going to happen until the latter half, which is exactly what happened last year. I literally was logged in, listening the entire time, to the point where my husband was next to me in bed, falling asleep already when they were doing selection. And it actually went over the 10 o'clock time last year during that selection process. I know it went over last year because there was so much interest. There were so many people to go through. Whereas this time it's only, like I said, 5 or 6 of us. So hopefully it won't go as long. But I'm thinking, even if I leave her house no later than 8 and then jam over to City Hall, hopefully that will help by showing up. I believe we can say a few words, which I'm not sure how that works, because normally if you want to speak, you have to put your name on a card. But if this is part of the agenda to select folks, I'm not sure how that's going to work. So I'll have to figure that out if I do make it. And if I do, great. If not, then it just wasn't meant to be. But I would hope that I didn't have to be there, and that my resume and my experience and what I shared in my application counts for something. So we'll see what happens. I'll make sure to update everyone at the end of the evening. But for now, I need to get back to work because it's crazy. It's been such a busy day of work, but not time to really focus on the work that I need to get done and catch up on. So tomorrow I had a morning meeting that got canceled, and blessing in disguise, because I definitely need to catch up on all the things that I need to get caught up on. So with that said, I'm gonna get up off of here, and I will talk to you. Hey guys, oh my goodness, I just left my future daughter-in-law's place. Dinner was absolutely delicious. I will insert a photo. And everything went good. Helped her out with her project, and making sure she can get the best grade that she can. And now I am heading over to the city council meeting. It is 8:39. The council meeting is supposed to go through 10 o'clock. So I'm hopeful that I haven't missed anything yet. I did reach out to our mayor via our Facebook, and I asked her, I said, hey, I'm just curious, like, if I were to show up late, is that going to look bad? And she said, no, as long as you show up before it's your turn to speak, which I wasn't really prepared to speak, so I'll have to kind of put something together if that ends up being the case. But you know, the best time, usually the best thing is just to speak from the heart, and that's what I'm gonna do if the opportunity presents itself, of course. But I am so full. But with that said, I'm gonna go because I'm so full, and I'm gonna see if I can like practice a little spiel that I can say. Well, it sounds like I just missed it. The council meeting literally just ended, and I was super confident because it did have an end time of 10 o'clock, and I was confident that most conversations would last like they did last year, and that they wouldn't even get to the item at least until the 9 o'clock hour, and I underestimated it. So I don't know who got elected into the, not elected, but selected to fill the one empty seat. I'm not sure. I am hopeful that those that may be familiar with myself and my work hopefully spoke up. I'm sure I can go back and see the recording once the event is once it's available for us to see, because the event was recorded. But I know it's public as far as viewing, but I'm not sure if it's recorded. I think they do, because then you can go back and kind of listen in. But I'm supposed to hear by tomorrow if selected, or if, I believe if you're selected, either way. So I'm hopeful that, because I at least had reached out to the mayor and let her know I did have a prior commitment, that they would understand that, because again, we didn't hear about this confirmation of it happening on today's agenda until Friday. And so I'm hopeful that they can understand that along with life, there's also holiday season that everybody seems like, I kid you not, the work group that I work in, we support so many not nonprofits, but like local chambers, and everybody's having parties all the time. You saw me out there on Friday, and I'm fairly new in my role, so I haven't quite immersed myself completely, but I can guarantee you next year this time I'm going to be just as busy going event to event to event. So it's one of those things. But you know what, I don't know that I got it, I don't know that I didn't get it, so we'll just have to wait and see, and I guess find out tomorrow. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this vlog. This vlog was all over the place. It's literally me talking to you. There wasn't much happening. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'll try to film. I forgot, I haven't done my my coffee. We haven't done our coffee unboxing. So Janessa has her hot cocoa and I have my coffee. So once I shower and do the whole thing, I will make sure to regroup and get with her so that we can do that, and then we'll close out the vlog. But without further ado, I'm gonna go up in my house. I feel so oily right now that I'm kind of low-key blessing in disguise, because not only do I smell like food because all the yummy smells that were happening with dinner, but I feel like I am just like, you know, 12 hours of plus of makeup on your face. And then not only that, but I had to make sure to go in a festive color, because my makeup from this morning, I had green and red all up through, and I'm like, I didn't want to wear something completely off, and then they're like, what's up with the makeup at a city council meeting? So it was a blessing in disguise, I guess. Sorry, not sorry kind of thing. But all right, y'all, let me go up in this house so I can finally try to relax. So Janessa's being shy, but today's, what is it, sauce? So today's hot chocolate flavor for Janessa is the amaretto. And I have hazelnut cappuccino. So for the second day of Christmas, hazelnut cappuccino. But this time we're gonna measure according to the packet. It says 6 ounces of hot water. So we got the measuring cup ready to get it right. There it is, 6 ounces. Babe, you're in my vlog.
You have a big head compared
Really?
to mom's.
It's so random. It's just like over my shoulder. I think it's pretty warm. Was somebody already using this?
What? No.
Oh look, we could use our Christmas one.
I'm gonna go for that.
Okay, got my new little Dollar Tree. I think, yeah, I got these at Dollar Tree. Okay. So I'm gonna measure 6 ounces. This is yours. Yours smells good.
Well, mine is.
She's gonna do hers up. Zhuzh. She's gonna zhuzh hers up. They won't be able to see you. You can get closer.
It's like half of the cup.
Hazelnut. You can definitely taste the hazelnut. That is half the cup of whipped cream.
That's fine.
All right, we're gonna cheers it. No. Trying to get her to cheers with me on the Vlogmas.
We didn't do that yesterday.
It doesn't matter. Get closer. At least. Cheers. The box is covering. Okay, do it one more time. Your dad in the background. And with that said, this Vlogmas is done. Good night.